So imagine this, you're just taking a walk in the park, minding your business, and suddenly you get approached by some random man trying to sexually assault you. You run off looking for help only to end up getting harassed by another man, all the while the first creep is still stalking you. So yeah, on July 25th, a TikTok user named Megan posted a video detailing her encounter with a creep at Central Springs Park in Manchester, Connecticut. And let me just say, this might be one of the creepiest cases I've ever covered. You know what? I'll let her tell you the story herself.
Okay, if you live in the Manchester, Connecticut area, be on the lookout for this man. I just had like the most terrifying experience with him. So I was at Center Springs Park this morning. If you know Center Springs Park, it's not in like a secluded area. It's right near Main Street, but once you're on the walking paths in the park, there's really nowhere else to go until you get to the park entrance or exit. So I'm walking through and I hear somebody behind me say, "Hey." I turn around and it's this man, and he asked me for the time. I tell him the time. I put my headphones back in. I keep walking. And then about 30 seconds later, I hear him say, "Hey," again. So I look back at him. I take out my headphones, and he says, "Can I show you something?" And I knew what it was going to be, so I said no. But by then, he'd already whipped out his. I put my headphones back in, and I start speed walking out of the park. I didn't want to run because if I ran, I was worried that he would get mad that I was running away from him and he would go after me. So I'm speed walking out of the park. I can hear him behind me yelling things. I heard him say, can't you put that ass in my face? And then he called me the R slur and then a few other things that I couldn't understand. But I end up getting out of the park and up to Main Street. But this park has like multiple exits, and he gets to another exit and he exits the park and he sees me and he starts coming towards me. So I turned around, I walked the other direction, tried to go into a coffee shop. They were closed. So I ended up like walking through a bunch of residential neighborhoods until I got to the main part of Main Street where all the restaurants, bars, coffee shops are. And I'm walking down there and I feel a little bit better because there's a lot of people around. But this man somehow finds me and he starts walking towards me again. And I luckily popped into a coffee shop that was open and there was a lot of people in it, a lot of guests, a couple baristas. I went up to the baristas and I explained the situation, and they were really helpful, really concerned, asked me what they could do to help me, if they wanted me to call the cops, if they needed me to call me an Uber. And then we look at the door and the guy is literally there, face pressed against the glass, looking inside, waiting for me to leave. One of the male baristas went out and told the guy, like, "You gotta go, dude." And eventually he ends up going away. And I called an Uber home. Oh, also, during my, like, experience while I'm trying to get away from this man, 2 separate cars honked at me and catcalled me. So I'm literally being, like, harassed already by this random dude, and I have people still harassing me on the streets. Anyways, the guy leaves. I call an Uber. The barista walks me out to it, and I don't see him anywhere, so I think that he went far enough away. But, like, all of this to say, if you live in Manchester, Connecticut, just be careful. This was at 9:30 in the morning. It was broad daylight, people everywhere. I cannot imagine what he could have done if it was like 9 p.m. when it was dark out and there was nobody around. Like, terrifying to think about. But just like be careful, carry pepper spray, the usual things that women are forced to do.
So, first off, it's important to point out this wasn't some remote hiking trail in the middle of nowhere. She was walking through Central Springs Park, which is located around a residential neighborhood. But that didn't stop this man from trying to assault her. And to think this happened around 9:30 in the morning? I mean, like she said, imagine what could have happened if it was at night. She had nowhere to hide, the guy just kept following her through the neighborhood, and based on her story, she did walk a long distance before finally making it to a coffee shop. But even then, the dude still wouldn't back off. What really creeped me out was the part where, after she went inside the coffee shop, this man literally stood outside the glass windows just waiting for her to come out. Thankfully, the barista stepped in and scared him off, and Megan was able to get home safe. But unfortunately, that wasn't the end of it. Around 4:30 p.m. that same day, the Manchester Police Department got a call from an employee at a local business called Hungry Tiger Cafe and Restaurant, reporting another incident involving the same guy. Apparently, he showed up there, exposed himself outside the building, just like he did with Megan, before one of the employees forced him to leave. Police quickly showed up, and after searching the area, they found him hanging around a nearby CVS. The man, later identified as Nicholas Dzison, was arrested and hit with multiple charges: 2 counts of second-degree breach of peace, 2 counts of public indecency, 1 count of second-degree stalking, and interfering with police. case. His bond was set at $250,000, and according to authorities, more charges could be coming depending on what else turns up during the investigation. Hopefully Dzison gets locked up before he actually hurts someone. Which brings me to another similar story, this time out of Glendale, California. So, this woman was sitting in a park reading when a man randomly walked up trying to get her Instagram handle. Now, to be fair, that's a pretty normal thing. You see someone attractive, you strike up a conversation, maybe shoot your shot, but what's not normal is getting rejected, throwing a tantrum, and then threatening to assault her and break her phone.
No, I don't need to talk to you. I'm minding my own business.
I'm minding my own business, but you're not minding your own fucking business.
You can get the out of my face, dude. Get out of my face.
Why are you recording?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Walk away.
If you're recording, I'm gonna break your phone.
You better not touch me, dude.
I'm gonna break your phone.
You better not touch me. Get away.
No, why are you being racist?
Get away.
You get away.
Dude,
What?
get away from me.
You're ridiculous. You're being ridiculous.
So, unfortunately, the first part of their interaction wasn't caught on camera, so we don't really know how he approached her. However, according to the lady who posted the video, the moment she told him she wasn't interested, he got aggressive. Now, I don't know what the end goal was here, like, did he really think threatening her was gonna win her over? This is some bruised ego behavior. Anyway, after that Dinesh guy covered the incident, the video blew up, and the man was quickly identified as Harut Matrojan. Now, here's where it gets weird. The very next day, July 9th, Dinesh posted an update saying Harut had actually reached out to explain his side of the story. And not only does he believe he was 100% in the right, he also doesn't believe she was a victim of harassment. According to Harut, he wasn't mad about being rejected. He was mad because she was, quote, disrespectful. Here's a part of the message he sent. Listen, no matter how much you make it seem like she's a victim, she is not. She is not getting harmed in any way. She was not harmed at all. I didn't do anything inappropriate, and simply based on sympathy, I approached her and she made me seem like I was a predator. All I did was approach her. That was not a reason for her to be disrespectful because I approached her. You're still portraying as if I was wrong because she provoked the situation and I said I'll break your phone. Yeah, read that back a couple times. I don't know if it's just me, but saying a stranger provoked you into threatening them is a huge red flag. And honestly, it just kind of proves her instincts were spot on from the start. Again, the issue here isn't that he walked up to a woman in a public park. In this day and age, that's perfectly normal. The problem is that after she said no, he got all in his feelings and started threatening her. How do you justify that when all you had to do was walk away? I mean, the woman had every right to cause a scene if she felt unsafe. Now, at the end of the video, you can see one of Harut's friends walking up to him, and a lot of people online started jumping to conclusions and accusing them of trying to kidnap the woman. But to her credit, she actually came to his defense and cleared that up, explaining that that wasn't the case. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.